this is going to be the last video I am going to do today. Um, there's some important stuff I didn't go over. As I said, I was planning on doing a video more for free to play, kind of as a bridge in between getting started, like the tutorial, and getting to level 16 and what to do in between Warzone. And I want to give my thoughts from my small amount of experience in dealing with other people who have been pay to win, and from an account I took over, which I am currently on, and my own account, which I've been playing for 3 months. I spent exactly $46 on that account. Not sure entirely. Oh, no, I'm sorry, $56 now. Sure, if anyone would count that as pay to win, I'm under $20 a month. Just kind of tacking everything I have on extra money wise into the game. I was out of work for a while because of COVID. I probably would have normally spent more. I normally spend $50 to $60 a month in mobile games because I don't have a game console. So I just put what money I would be spending on normal video games into mobile games. So with that being said, I do want to cover a few things, and the reason I started with this account specifically because the person I got this account for put, I think, almost $500 into it before I got it. Now there's a few things I want you guys to notice offhand. Just first thing is, if you saw my main account, which I'll be bringing up later, the power's not as high. It's on the same server. The power's not as high. The guy I got from was technically pay to win, but he was what I describe as a casual pay to win, where he would only play for an hour or two at a time, a day, if he even got on. My server has been open 3 months now, like I said, and if I go over to his P, it's only at 52. So he obviously wasn't checking the account every day. Which is, regardless of whether you're free to play or pay to win, you should be at least claiming the P every day. It's kind of a bare minimum. So the first thing I want to go over is the buildings and perks you get if you get the light contract. So this is the fungi. If you get the fungi and you're pay to win, you get the light contract. You do not have to worry about fungus as long as you upgrade that. This is the construction center, which gives you a boost to construction speed if you get the light contract as well. Now, for the free-to-play people who may have snuck in and may be listening, this part's going to be for you. If you only want to spend $10 or $15 a month, maybe $20, to me, if you spend more than $20 a month, you're more on the pay-to-win scale than you are free-to-play. My personal opinion. I know some people say anyone who puts any money is pay to win. Again, I do not agree with that, but let me show you. So as I said before, if you're going to put any money into it, I would really look into the insect growth plan or the special ant growth plan. The special ant growth plan throughout the game is a good investment. It gives you a lot of good insects which change month to month, and has different events going on. And it also gives you this fantasy egg which lets you pick a golden armor egg from the list of ants that are there, if you can read that. The insect growth plan is very similar. However, with this is something, as I learned, you need to get every month. Yes, it does give you 2 fantasy, which gives you 5-star insects, which is good. It lets you level up. It also gives you a couple oranges, if you see. But really, if you have a 5-star, these orange insects aren't going to do you much without other orange insects on the same level, which is the problem with getting them. One thing, pay to win versus being a whale. You really want to spend your money wisely, especially if you're on the lower end of that. You want to get the most bang for your buck. You want to get the best investments overall, which is why light contracts. If say you have a budget of $20 a month, you get that voucher for the light contract. It may be good to get the first month because you have all those little upgrades to do, or the first war zone, whatever. It's going to help you with all that. It's going to give you speed ups and resource packs. All very good. After that first month, it's not worth it in my opinion. Unless you're a whale, it's not worth the money. Same thing for Insect Growth Plan. The Insect Growth Plan, I wouldn't get it if you're not going to get it every month. Special Ant Growth Plan for if you have the voucher at least, I think it's the best pack that you can get. And then after that, I would say probably where did it go? Once you unlock Warzone, this Warzone supply would probably be the next best thing. Specifically, this Creature Remains. Spores and Creature Remains are the hardest things to get in the game. So getting 4,200 Creature Remains is the best money that you can get for $10 in the game, without a doubt, and you can get that every week. With that being said, regardless of whether you're free to play, if you're still here, if you're pay to win, the very first thing you want to use Creature Remains for, everyone always says basic combat. Do not use Creature Remains ever outside of Warzone. I'm going to preface that. But the second thing that is important is getting, at the very least, to right here, this bonus points. You don't want to spend any other Creature Remains at all, not even a single Creature Remain outside of those bonus points. Once you get there, you still want to push to this advanced rewards, obviously, but most importantly to this double rewards, and then after that, basic combat. Basic combat, you do want to get all the way down, but more importantly, what basic combat allows you to do, and I'm going to get into a detailed reason why, is it allows you to unlock fatal combat. You cannot unlock even level 1 fatal combat without 100% of basic combat, or fatal attack, I'm sorry. You can't unlock fatal attack without 100% of basic combat completed. Now, with overall strategy, it's going to be a little different. I said, for the free-to-play guide, get to 13, get to 16, build yourself up, build X amount of buildings. If I would go back and rewatch that part of the guide, I put that in both for a reason, and the one with both guides for a reason. The only thing I would change is skip 13, go straight to 16, and then when Warzone begins, try to upgrade your building as fast as possible and get to 19 by the second Warzone. You want to, if you're pay to win, you're going to get there faster anyways, but you want to maximize the amount of stamina you have, because unlike wherein you are free to play, whether you're casual pay to win or you're putting a lot of time into the game, you want to maximize the amount of stamina you get, because until you get to 19, you only have 3 units. And if you're pay to win, the amount of resources you are using for evolutions and buildings is significantly higher. Because again, you really want to almost essentially push to Queen 19. And that gets very expensive very fast. I would still do what I said with 16, especially with the storages. You're going to need them anyways, might as well do them before you push, because you do have that lower goal for Warzone, which you still want to be timing for. Which is why I said to stop at 16. However, because you have less stamina, it doesn't make as much sense to hunt. I would still do the 20 times daily. If you have 4 units, that's very, very easy to do. That's basically 1 bar of stamina apiece. If you wake up in the morning, then what you can do, and what a lot of people do, is you want to go raiding. Again, like I said, if you have watched the free-to-play bridge guide, you want to stay within 3 levels of your queen, though. And so my suggestion too, if you're pay to win, is once you get to Queen level 19. The day before building day, start a farm. I will do a separate farm video, how to start one. It's also going to be, I'm going to use the same tutorial as how to start an account. And it will all be up to the same until we choose a class. So start an account, you do want a herder account. You don't want raider. For the class, if you are a herder, it gives you 100% debuff for resources. So whatever resources that person have, as long as you are using your troop unit has enough fluid, which is right where I'm pointing, to carry that. So on this one I can carry 4.7 million resources total. I'm not using carriers, so I can go and I can, obviously I'm going to ungarrison my troops, and I can go and loot my own farm. Now with farms, you want that farm to be level 16 as well. Beyond that, I don't have an account at that level past 19. There are other streamers who have made those kinds of videos. Beyond that, I can't really guesstimate. The only other thing I can really say is for special ants with pay to win, you're in between being free to play and a whale, and so you want to use your money the smartest way possible. You want to use your money and your time the smartest way possible, because you can't go 100% and be like, hey, I'm just gonna go and buy everything I need. And you don't also at the same time, you don't want to waste your time. So where it would change from whales and free to play, in my opinion, is you do want to get the ant you want the first time. So this guy kind of did it smart. You see, he has Root Master. I've only had this account for 3 weeks. I haven't really got to put a whole lot of work into fixing it. When I got it was 1.6 million power, so I've done a little bit of work into it, but not a lot. He had Bullet Ant, but he was going with the team he wanted from the beginning, is my point. Gold Armor, Spartan, Bullet Ant, and Jack Jumper. He was getting ready for Reatmask, but you see he hasn't gotten a dupe, so he hasn't quite got to it. And yeah, you see I do have a couple purple, because again, he wasn't putting a lot of time into it. The other thing is, if you get that special ant, you get this giant destructor, and if you look at these skills, it has really good skills, especially if you get duplicates. You see, you need 1 duplicate, you need 2 duplicates, you need 3. So if you were to go straight for this 3, it would take you a minimum of 4 months to get this skill unlocked. And that's my thoughts on what pay to win should do differently from free to play. Again, I'm not fully pay to win. This is just from what I've gathered from talking to people. Just try to use your money smart. If you're not full on whale, if you're a whale, there are other people who have made videos about it. There are probably whales on your server. Every server I've been on, again, I have 8 accounts, 7 of which I made. There has been at least 3 or 4 whales. So I would go and talk to the highest whale. If you are the highest whale, feel free to DM me or drop a comment. You'll have a good one. Alright guys, so going back through editing this, I forgot part of what I was about to say. So you saw that, obviously you can see the power difference. If you take a look at my units, so if I go and I put my units back here, you're going to see a noticeable difference in power. Between the 2 accounts. So one, as I told you guys, they put a lot of money into it. From my perspective, may not be a lot to some people. A lot more money than I will put in such a short amount of time. For me, But they only played like an hour a day, and so this is why I say this game isn't pay to win. It is pay to advance more quickly, and this is definitely a game you can play free to play. You just have to be careful of how you have to be smart about your unit types, what evos you're doing, and how you're timing stuff. So this account now, it has almost 1.9 million power and just under 1.3 million power. Like another 50,000 is gonna be 1.3. So really all I have to do on this account is level one skill up once, and it is going to be 1.3 million, and the same thing for the other with 1.9. So on this one, I've put $56 into it, but I've played probably at least 500 hours on this account. Again, being very careful of how I play, what I'm doing, where I'm spending my stamina. That kind of stuff. But the other one put a lot more money into it, but not a lot of time. And since he didn't put as much time into it, I was able to far surpass him in both unit strength and overall strength. Because his one unit is weaker than my main unit, and I have another that's almost as strong as that account's main unit. The guy who I got the account from. And all I've really done on that account is get T7 enhanced troops. And that's really it. And a couple levels on a couple skills. But this is definitely a game where you can go further if you use your time wisely and put more time into it. That's why I say if you only spend a couple dollars, $5 or $10 a month, you're not pay to win, because that $5 or $10 isn't going to translate into a big jump in what would be time. Same thing why I said in earlier to get creature remains, because the same amount of creature remains will take you just for 1 week of those creature remains, probably 2 or 3 weeks to get if you're timing Warzone now. And I just wanted to add that to the video. You have a great night.